afternoon, everybody, and welcome back into Mama Angel's Kitchen. It's Sunday afternoon. It is playoff Sunday. Oh, I am excited. Okay, for the game, I'm making chili. A nice, big, beautiful pot of chili with some cornbread on the side. All right, I'm going to go over these ingredients with you really quick, and then I'm going to come off camera and chop up my veggies and get ready. Because there's quite a few ingredients here to pull this chili together, but it's not hard, I promise you. It's not hard. Okay, let's start with the meat. We have our traditional, just regular ground beef, okay? I don't even know if this is an 80-20. I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. Whatever ground beef you have in your refrigerator or you want to go pick up, get you some ground beef. I like to add different textures and meats to mine. Sometimes I'll add a ground chicken or ground turkey, but not today. Today I have some chorizo. Look at those babies. I'm going to open up probably only about 3 of them. I'll take them out of the casing and then we'll add the chorizo in with our ground beef. And then I've got some, it's just extra thin, chopped up beef, okay? And I'm not going to use this whole thing, maybe about half of this. But again, it just gives that different contrast. And I just love that. I really do. Veggies, guys. I've got any bell pepper that you want, okay? I've got a green bell pepper, an orange bell pepper. I've got a large sweet Vidalia onion, which I may or may not want another of those. Okay, I have about the equivalent of 2 full stalks of celery. I cut my celery in half once I wash it. It just stores easier for me that way. And I'm going to be using the tops as well, okay? And then I am going to use a large jalapeno, which is sitting way over there on the other side of the counter because I just bought those and I wash my veggies and fruits. When I bring them home, I wash them, sit them out on the counter on a clean towel to dry. Once they dry, then I put them away and store them, okay? So my jalapenos over there. The beans that I'm using dry beans, and this is the package for them. It doesn't matter what you use. These are not kidney beans. I didn't have kidney beans. This is what I have, and so this is what I'm using, okay? And what I have them right now, I boiled them for 10 minutes. They are steeping for an hour, so they'll be ready to come out of that steeping once I got the chili or the ground beef all done, and I will then add the beans to them and they'll finish cooking, or they will cook, should I say, in that sauce. So it's going to take, a couple of hours for this chili to get done. All right, the other thing we're going to need some beef stock, some tomato paste, some crushed tomatoes, and I've got one with basil. And I've got some Chipotle sauce. Okay. And then I have some diced, these are fire roasted tomatoes. I'm going to put a few of those in. Not sure if I'll use the full can or not. I may. And actually, guys, what I'm going to be doing is I'm not going to show you the other pot, but I am making 2 pots of chili. One without the chorizo, because my brother is here and he can't eat pork. So I'm making a pot just for him. And I'm going to be making it identical, just without the pork for him, okay? And I've got a host of spices that I'll be using, guys. So I'll have that listed in the description box below, okay? Cornbread. I'm using this Jiffy mix. You guys know that. I don't make my own cornbread, although I should start. But look what I found. Jiffy with honey. I am excited about that, okay? All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead, get my veggies chopped up, and then I'm going to meet you over at the stove. We're going to bring this chili together. All right, guys. Here we go. If you can see me there. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and get started with this chopped meat first, and I've got just a tiny bit of oil There's just vegetable oil on the bottom of my skillet here, just to kind of get this. I want to get a nice little sear on this. Okay. I'm just dropping some in the other pot here for my brother. All right, we got a good caramelization going on both of these. Going now. I'm going to go in with my ground beef. Okay, just put it in there and let it start breaking up. Alright, and I'm not going to season it yet. I'm going to start getting this meat brown first. And then, alright guys, sorry, I got ahead of myself. I chopped up the chorizo. That's this right here, okay? And I just broke it apart. I didn't even chop it up. I just broke it apart and put that down in there just as my beef. My beef is still a little red, but it's already browning. And so now I want to get that chorizo down in there. And I'm just breaking it apart now. Okay? And that's it. Once I get to show you something really quick, guys, if you can look down in there and see all of that bubbling, that's juice. That's not fat. So I'm really trying to get this down to a point where it is just fat. It's hard for me to kind of move this around so you can see because I'm, holding the camera also. But if you can see how much juice that is, see it while it's all juicy like that? Don't drain it while it's like that, okay? Wait until you can tell that it's just fat. Let that juice cook back into your meat because that's all the flavor in the meat, especially this one because it's got that chorizo in here, and that chorizo is full of flavor, okay? So depending on how lean your meat is, that's how much fat you're gonna get, okay? All right, guys, there's not much fat here at all, so I'm not gonna drain it, okay? What little fat is in here, I'm okay with it. So let's go in with some veggies. I'm just going to take a handful of, and if you see, I just chopped everything up nice and big. They're, and chunked up. So that was onion, a nice little handful of peppers, not measuring. Okay. And then my jalapenos, I kept those separate. Nice little bit of jalapeno. All right. I kept the celery leaves separate from my celery stalk because I want those leaves to get cooked down, and the celery stalk, I'm going to come back and add some more veggies towards the end of our cooking process because a lot of these may just cook down on into Flavorland, and that's okay. Okay. Okay, now all I did is I have my spices in this bowl, guys, and I promise you I will have what's in here in the description box below, okay? And I just love to do my spices like this. Okay, I'll let those spices toast up in there. Let me see, I just got a house tablespoon, just sprinkle some in there. I can stir that around. I'm going to let that toast for just a little bit. And I'll come back with our garlic. And then we'll deglaze a little bit with our beef broth. Alright, let's go in with a little bit of garlic. And I did forget to tell you in the beginning that I had garlic, fresh garlic. And that's about 1 large clove that I just put in there. Okay. Go ahead and dump all that in there. So about 1 good large clove of garlic. Go ahead and mix that in there until it gets fragrant. Once you start to smell that garlic, which only takes about 30 seconds. So yeah, let's go on in and deglaze. And I'm putting, to start with, half a cup maybe, not much. I really am using it just to deglaze the bottom of that pot, okay? And I'm probably gonna end up switching from this to my bigger pot because I'm already full and I ain't even got the beans and the juice in there. But what a rich chili this is gonna be, guys. Oh my word, so rich. All right, the next thing we want to do is go ahead and get our tomato paste in there. And I've got, you know, a nice big, probably a tablespoon amount in there. Tablespoon and a little bit. Let's go ahead and get that down in there. Let that get mixed up in there. Get all nice and toasty. You know. Oh boy. It smells so good, y'all. All right, guys, I'm going in with this whole can of crushed tomatoes. All right. A whole can. And I've got another can over there that I'll be putting in my brother's. Ooh. Oh, baby. Starting to look like chili. Okay, now we're going to come in with a little bit of that Chipotle sauce. Okay, remember that can? That Chipotle sauce? Now, this does not have the Chipotle peppers in it. It's just the sauce. Get me a little spoon. Okay, and this you walk light with until you figure out how much you like. Because this is where a lot of my spices are going to come from. So I've just got a house teaspoon. And I'm going to put 2 in that one. Okay. And let's walk lightly there. All right, give it a nice stir. And from here is where I'm going to go in and give this a taste and see what it's tasting like and if I need to add any spices or anything like that before we put our beans in. And I know I've got that can of fire roasted tomatoes, and that's only kind of if I wasn't getting it where I wanted it. So I'm not 100% sure I'm going to use those yet. But let's give this a taste and see how we're tasting. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, that looks like chili already. I am going to thin it out just a little bit more. And I have a little trick of how I do that. All right, let's see this, y'all. Let's get a little bit of veggie in there. Here, what do you think? Look like chili? A little tomatoey. Oh, but the flavor is good. Oh, it's good. All right. A little bit of sugar. Okay. There we go. That's good. I haven't tasted my brother's yet, but I've done everything the same. A little bit of sugar. I'm making a mess, y'all. Because it's just about kickoff time, so trying to at least get these on simmering. It's not going to be ready for the game. Maybe by halftime. It will be ready by halftime. So we'll have chili at halftime. Because it won't need to cook as long. Okay. Let's get ready for the beans. I'm going to let this go for a little bit. And then we'll get ready for the beans. And here is where you get it to tasting the way you want it. Taste it. If it needs more seasoning, give it to it. If it needs more of your Chipotle seasoning, give it to it. If it needs more sugar, you know, whatever you need to make it taste the way you like it. This is the time to do that. Okay, I have drained my beans. And now it's time to come in with those beans. Okay. Well, there we go. Just put them in there. I'll put some over here in my brother's. Let's see. Now, I am not one that loves a whole lot of beans. So I'm going to stop there and see where we are. Give it a nice stir. Okay. And what I like to do, I'm gonna hold off before I put any more in there. I don't know that I want more yet. I reserve my bean juice. When I drain my beans, I drain them into a bowl, and I like to use some of that juice to thin out, because it's got the starch and everything from the beans. So I like to use that to thin out my chili. Okay? Oh, that's gonna be good. My word, that's gonna be good. Okay, that's enough. Ooh, almost too much. Now, guys, a top is gonna go on this, and it's gonna simmer on low for at least an hour. Okay? Oh my goodness. All right, guys, here we go. Here we go. Here it is right here. This chili has gone 3 hours, and my beans are still not exactly where I want them. So I'm thinking it has to be the bean. I've not used that kind of bean before. Standardly, it's done with kidney beans, whether they're dried or canned. So I am going to call it. They're done enough. I'm going to call it right here. Okay, here it is before I put my toppings on it. Come on, get you a close-up of that. Ooh, it's hot. You see that steam? I'm going to give you a good close-up here in a moment. But I'm going to show you how I dress my chili. All right, let's come on in with some cheese. And this is just shredded Colby Jack cheese right on top there. Oh my goodness, right on top. Right on top. Then I like a little green onion that I've cut up. I like some of the white part. Just sprinkle it right on around. And then some of that green right on top of the cheese and all. There we go, a little bit of garnish up there. And then top it with a little bit of sour cream. Just a nice little dollop. And I'm just gonna dollop it right there in that corner, right there. All right, let's get in here. Come on. Look at that close up, y'all. Come on in. My word. Ooh, yes, it's hot. It is hot, let me tell you. Look at that. Come on, you want some cheese on there? Yeah, I know you do. Gotta, ooh, look at there. We gotta pull. My word. Okay, come on, focus on me. All right, and then I made these little muffins. This is the one I showed you in the beginning. These are the Jiffy Mix with honey. And I'm telling you, these babies are insane. I've been munching on them as I watch the game. And you know it, y'all. My Chiefs are in the Super Bowl one more time. Here we come to Vegas. Here we come. All right, guys. I'm going to try to get a taste test out of this. But this is hot, so I don't want to burn my mouth. My goodness. Let me get some of that sour cream. That's going to cool it off a little bit, okay? So I get me a good taste here. Look at that. A little sour cream. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Oh, the flavor is insane. That's good. I could actually go for it to be just a little bit spicier for me, but I didn't make it overly spicy so that I can share it with my family. And I'm not going to get a good taste test out of this guy because it's hot. It is hot, but look at these. Aren't these the cutest things ever? Come on. Just the cutest things. And I mean, if you like Jiffy, guys, try that Jiffy Mix. Try the one with honey. It is so delicious. I'm going to call it here, guys. If you like this video, come on, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, come on in and join this party. I'm not quitting. I promise you that. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Guys, I love you. Stay prayed up. And I'll see you real soon in my next video. Good night.